Hello, this is Lucas Palmeira from Imaginando, and I'm here to give you another tutorial on DRC. Welcome to the new year. It's already 2020, and we have loads of new things for this new year. We're going to start by doing a song by Monolink. It's a remix by Artbat, and the name of the song is Return to Oz. We're going to do bass, a noise, some keys, and a pad. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do the lead sound of this song because it either is a song created based on wavetables or it has FM synthesis, but basically it has some overtones that are quite impossible to reach on just with normal subtractive synthesis. So let's get right into it. And we're going to start by doing the bass sound, which is this one. So now I'm going to start by turning off this processing, and I'll explain it later. Okay, the sound will be this. I'm going to bring it back to a default patch. Okay. And first thing we're going to do is master pre-gain and oscillator 1 at maximum. Performance mode, we're going to change it from poly to mono. And now on envelope generator 2 amount, which is the amount of this envelope generator that will modulate the cutoff, we're going to change it to 515, okay, like this. Drop the cutoff to 224. Okay. Resonance of 338. And now we change the mode from a low pass 4-pole to a low pass 2-pole. Like this. Now we go to this modulation page. This page also modulates the cutoff frequency of the filter, and we're going to raise the keyboard to maximum. This means the higher the note, the higher the cutoff. And now we're going to do the same thing to the velocity, but we're going to raise it to 604. This means the higher the velocity, the higher the cutoff. 604, like this. Okay. Now we go to the VCA. This means the higher the volume, the higher the velocity, the higher the volume when we move the velocity. And I'm going to put it on maximum. Okay. Now let's go to the first envelope generator, the one that modulates the amplitude. So we got attack at 0, decay at 387. Sustain at 0. Release at 154. Okay. Now the second envelope generator, the one that modulates the filter, attack at 022. Decay at 268. Okay. And sustain at 0. Release at 142. Okay. Okay, you already have this sound. Now, we have this saturator here just to give it a little bit of punch and aggressiveness. Just a little bit of saturation. This equalizer is basically boosting the bass and these low mid frequencies. So giving it a little bit more of bass. And finally, we have this K70, our own tape delay, which is on a 1/16 sync. It has a ping pong with a little bit of stereo widening, whoa at maximum, and it's basically this, with a dry wet of 373, and we have this sound. And we have our bass. Now let's go for this small noise that we have here, which is this sound. It's like a cymbal, but made with noise, And so let's bring it back to a default patch. Okay, and first thing we're going to do is amplitude master, pre-gain, and noise generator at maximum. Like this. Now, we drop the filter. On the filter we go to the resonance and we raise the resonance to 154. Okay. Now, on the reverb, we raise the decay to 747 and the amount to 244. Like this. Now, on the first envelope generator, the one that modulates the amplitude, 0.22 on the attack, decay at 202, sustain at 0, release at 735. Okay, now on the second envelope generator, attack at 0, decay at 230, and sustain at 400 and release at 1. So we have our noise. Let's go to the keys. And on the keys we have this sound. Okay. And let's bring it back to the default patch. Okay, and now first thing I'm going to do is go to the first oscillator and change it to a triangle wave. On the second oscillator, I'm going to change it also to a triangle wave. And I'm going to raise the second oscillator to maximum here on the mixer. And now I'm going to detune, fine-tune this to 112. Okay, now on the filter envelope generator to amount, I'm going to raise it to 730. Drop the cutoff to 162. Okay, like this. Now I'm going to the VCA and raise the velocity to 604. This means the higher the velocity, the higher the note. And now let's go back to the envelope generator 1 that modulates the amplitude and raise the attack to 0.70. Decay at 495. Sustain at 693. And release at 627. Now, on the second envelope generator, the one that modulates the filter, attack again at 0.70, decay at maximum, sustain at 854, release at 8483, and finally, we go to the reverb and raise the decay to 753 and the amount to 795. Okay? Here we have it. Let's go now to the pad sound. Pad sound is this one. As you can hear, there is a little bit of noise there. Let's bring it back to the default patch and let's start it. Okay, and first thing I'm going to do is oscillator 1 at the saw, oscillator 2, we drop 1 octave and change it to, and on the first oscillator, second oscillator is a saw, first oscillator is a square, and we change, first oscillator is a saw, second oscillator is a square, and we change the fine tuning to 108. Gonna raise the oscillator to 711, like this. And I'll fine tune to 108. Okay, like this. Here on the master, we drop it to 813. Oscillator 1 at maximum, O2 at 711, and noise generator is 669. Okay, like this. Now on the filter, we raised the resonance to 178. Okay. And now we go to the first envelope generator. And we don't need to put anything. Decay at 500, sustain at 800, release at 300. And on the second one, we just change the decay. Actually, we don't need to change anything as well. We just need to go to the reverb and raise decay to 711. And the amount to 609. Okay. We have the pad. Now let's go to the last sound, which is the ARP sound. And the sound goes like this. I'm gonna turn off these effects for now. Afterwards, I'll explain them. This is the sound. So now I'm gonna bring it back to a default patch. Okay? And now, first on the amplitude, pre-gain, master, and oscillator 1 at maximum. Oscillator 1, we changed it to a square and we changed the pulse width to 634. Okay. Now on the filter, envelope generator to amount on 500, we drop the cutoff to 416. Okay. Resonance at 0. Let's go to the first envelope generator and attack at 0, decay at 250. Sustain at 0. Release at 124. On the second envelope generator, we have attack at 0, decay at 290. Sorry, at 230, not 290. Sustain at 400 and release at 100. Finally, we go to the reverb and we raise the amount 244 and decay at 741. Okay, this is the sound. Now, this glue compressor here is tuned to have maximum attack and low release and ratio at maximum. This is basically a transient enhancer. Whenever you use a compressor and you put a slow attack on it and a fast release, you will be enhancing the transients and the attack and the punch of those sounds. So that's what we're doing here. You can hear that click of the compressor working on those 30 milliseconds, really slower than normally. And then I have here this equalizer, basically cutting bass frequencies and boosting the mids. So I get this kind of radio sound effect. And last but not least, this K70 with a sync of 116, a dry wet of 383, some nice feedback going on. So we have loads of repetitions for 115, value of feedback. And again, the character stereo width at maximum. No, but no ping pong this time. So it's basically that. And here we have the sound. It goes like this. Okay, so I think we're ready to hear the song, so bear with me just a second while I get this ready for us to listen. And I think everything is ready, so yeah, let's now listen. This was it, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this new tutorial. I hope you have enjoyed our new room and the way we change things here. We will have loads of new content coming up this year and some surprises that I hope you will really enjoy. So, guys, we will see you again next week. Goodbye.